Hey folks, I'm Dennis. Thanks for watching my video. I've got a YTH22V46 Husqvarna yard tractor. It's got about 230 hours on it, and I'm starting to have some problems with my steering column, my steering wheel being real loose. There's a bushing on the steering column. I am going to replace the bushing on the steering shaft, and I'll show you how to do that. Let's get started. First thing you have to do is get the gas tank out of the way. These are 3/8 bolts. So you need a ratchet with a long extension so you can get down in there like so. I've already loosened mine up, but it's just a matter of getting them loose. Without having to take the dash off, you can actually just lift you gotta tilt it forward and kind of work it a little bit. You gotta get this lip over the back part of the engine cowling. Tip it up so you get this part clear of the bottom of the dash, and then you can just get the tank out of your way like that. And be aware that critters like to build nests and stuff right back in here behind the gas tank, but on the dash on top of the lower dash part, and so usually back in there is real nasty and full of dirt and crud and everything else, because mice and birds and everything else like to get in them. Next thing we need to do is pop the center cap off of the steering wheel. You just catch it up here in the top and pull it, and it pops right out. It's got 3 ears on it that keep it popped in there. And then you need a 19mm socket to get that nut off the steering shaft. So you gotta hold the steering wheel pretty tight, especially if you've not had it off before. And then break it loose. Take the nut and the big washer off, and then you can lift the steering wheel off. Now the steering wheel, I'm not real sure what I'm going to do about it yet. It's got a plastic hub that's got rounded teeth on it, and then the inside of the steering wheel's got matching rounded teeth. So, well, that actually still fits tight. So I'm thinking that maybe the reason the steering wheel was loose a little bit is that nut wasn't tightened down enough. We'll see when I get it put back together. Remember, when you put this back on, that's an oblong hole. It's got 2 flats, and the shaft has got 2 flats on it also. Well, this is looking down into where the steering wheel goes, onto the steering shaft. Mine, like probably everybody else's, is nasty down in here from critters. I had a mouse that was building a nest up in here. If you can see this screwdriver, what you need is a slotted screwdriver. And you gotta, since we moved the gas tank, you're gonna come in from this direction where the gas tank normally sits. Take your screwdriver, just get up underneath the edge of that steering shaft bushing and pop it up. And then you may have to get your hand in there and pry it the rest of the way out, or just keep working it till you get it off of there. Slide it up the shaft and take it off. What happens is these things get worn out sometimes either around here or in the middle. I'm hoping that's what is going to be the problem with this, to keep this thing from being so loose. I bought a new one online, and I'll leave a link in the description below where I bought this one. It goes in this way, and it's got an arrow right here on the top, which would indicate forward. So it's going to go in that way, and you just do everything in reverse. You just get it down in there and it's got a couple of little ears, and get it down in there and push it down into that hole. It goes on like that, which is why the arrow's there. And if you got a bunch of crud in there on your steering shaft, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge to get it down there. You'll have to either clean the crud off or whatever to get it. Let's see. There we go. If you can see that, hopefully. I didn't really get it on the video, I apologize, but what I ended up doing was I took 2 long breaker bars and used these edges. I put one on each side of the shaft like so, and got each shoulder of the bushing underneath that, and then I just popped it in, and that got it popped in there. So now that's a lot more, it's got a lot less play in it. So you could do it with a couple of, I don't have screwdrivers that are long enough, but you could do it with a couple of long screwdrivers. You could do it with a couple of pieces of rod or tubing, something like that, that you can just get in there and hold on each side of that shaft, and then give them a whack with like a rubber mallet or your hand or something. I just popped them with my hand. It popped right in. So then I'll put that back on, put that back on. Still not going to be perfect, but it's way better than it was. So the steering wheel itself is a little worn out, I guess. That's still kind of floppy, but the steering column, the steering shaft itself is fine. It's not wobbling around anymore. I'll tackle the steering wheel at some point. I'm not sure what's causing that. But that's how you replace the steering column bushing. Thanks for watching my video. Please give me a thumbs up if you would. Like my video, subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you back soon. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.